What's going on, YouTube? I'm finally back. The car's running again, better than ever. Handling's better than ever. Weight distribution's better than ever. Let's get into it.
Rambo, kill them all and done. Kill them all and done. Tall rifle all and gun. Wildlife a done. Body get on the fucking gun. Mother all out. Kill them off and done. Face jab off and gun. Gunshot jab off one lung. Wildlife a done. Body get on the fucking gun. Boy, I'm choking a blood. I used to like it a float in a flood. Turn in a water float in a flow. Cause I rise the rifle with
Alright, so those tuned into the channel, unfortunately I haven't been making a lot of content for a while. The car's been down, it hasn't been running for a while. The issue was the fuel filter was clogged, so it wasn't allowing the car to make any power. We got a new fuel filter, better micron rate. That solved the issue right there. But we're still not out of the woods yet because we needed to dyno the car and get everything tuned. So long story short, once the car was running again and everything was good, we met up with Alpha from Induction Performance, took it to the dyno, and he tuned the car. The car's making way more power, way more torque. 744 horsepower, 731 torque. It just, power curves just neck and neck. It's a beautiful, beautiful power curve. The car feels good. It scares me a little bit sometimes, which is good. That's what I want. You know, I'll probably get bored with that soon and then I want more power, but we're gonna get into that today. We're gonna get into the suspension. The four corners are the same, but what I did was add a rear strut brace. Some of you guys might know they never made a rear strut tower brace for these cars. They did for the second gen, but not the first gen. We have the gas tanks pretty much blocking our strut towers from going straight across. So what I did, I took a front strut tower brace, a Cusco brace, fully adjustable for the front of these cars or second gen, and I customized it to fit the rear. So that made a hell of a difference. We'll get into that. And then also we did a battery relocation where we put the battery from here, which they're here in these cars, towards the rear. Now my main, I did the battery relocation was for weight distribution purposes. I want this car to handle a little bit better, and this car is a little bit more front biased. It's around 53 front, 47 rear. So I wanted to bring it closer to 50-50. Now, for my calculations, this weight distribution mod that I've done brought it a little bit closer to 50-48. The car handles much better, so we'll get into all of these things and more. Oh, and I can't forget, carbon fiber wing. All right, so this is not all about looks. I also wanted to get a little downforce in the rear because I do plan on tracking this car, and so far I don't know how much it's helping when I corner, but between this and the rear strut brace, the rear feels pretty planted even at high speed. So I'm not sure if I'm going to take it off, keep it. Now let me know in the comments what you think. It looks good from the rear, but the side view is not the best look for this wing on this car, especially when I already have a 3-piece wing, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm being long-winded. Let's take the car for a drive. Let's hit some back roads. Let's hit the highway. Let's just hit some regular streets. I'll let you know how the car drives, and I'll give you my interpretation at the end. All right, so we had some back roads here in Long Island. Just gonna try to get the car on there, see how it performs with some of the upgrades, and I want to see where I want to take it from here. So let's get to the car. So it's mostly the same as you guys have seen it from the last video. I think the last video I made, this car was making around 600 horsepower. This was on a E60 blend. What was going on was I didn't have enough fuel to make more than that. I was using a 525 Hellcat fuel pump, but I didn't have the fuel lines done, so the smaller fuel lines were kind of restricting the power here. So since then I've done a lot of upgrades and a lot of changes so that we can make more power, and the car is actually making 744 horsepower and 731 torque after I took it to Alpha a couple weeks ago. So let's get into it. Alright, so just in case I didn't update this, I took the car back to Petrolwerks back in 2023 where they upgraded the fuel system. So we did a radium surge tank, 2 pumps on there and 1 pump in the tank, and that's giving me more than enough fuel that I need. I don't think they did any other upgrades besides that. But other than that, I've done some upgrades on my own. We took the battery from the front and relocated it into the rear. So yeah, like I said, the battery is now in the trunk. We got a mount relocation kit for the trunk. My main reason for doing it was for weight distribution, honestly. I mean, I kind of wanted the battery closer to the electronics in the back, the sub, the fuel pump, stuff like that. I'll plug in some video on how I got everything done, but I basically wanted better weight distribution because I want this car to really handle as close to an M5 as possible. I know some of you in the comments are going to say, yeah, that's not an M5 or nowhere close to an M5, but I know that, but I want to get it as close to one as this car can possibly get. So another upgrade that I did in the rear, I put a rear strut brace, a rear strut tower brace. Now, as you all know, no one really made a rear strut tower brace for this car, but I figured out a way to make it from using a front Cusco tower brace for the 2nd gen GS or JZS161. I had to do, you know, a couple of modifications to it to make it work, but I'll also plug that in here as I'm talking so you can see what I'm talking about. And I did notice some nice improvements with the handling in the rear. I got more traction in the back from the battery also being back there. So I haven't really taken it on any back roads, on any, you know, kind of low speed turns and things like that yet. So I'm about to check it out, see what's going on, see what I can improve. I still haven't done the rear bushings suspension as of yet, but that's coming soon. So let's get in, let's drive this thing and see what it's about. coilovers, the preload, and get the coilovers a little bit more in sync, and I think that will help out a lot. But feels good.
Supra. 4-door bumbuckler machine. Back at it. Back at it, baby. Yes. Bumbuckler. Woo. Sorry, you two. Can't help it. Alright, people, me I get her rolling until I get now. I don't know what to expect, so yo, hold on with me.
Alright, as far as exterior changes, we're pretty much mostly the same. I did add these Toyota genuine rain guards. I also added a Ridox wing. This is from Manabo Aristo's company. These are actually for second gens, but you know, I had to be different with it. Ridox. And got this carbon fiber mirror. And that's it. So that was definitely fun. This car is definitely a good time. It does get a lot of attention. It looks fast, especially with, you know, that wing on the rear. It kind of looks more of like a GT car, which I'm kind of cool with. But let's get into my thoughts about how the car runs. All right, so the suspension feels good, but it's a little bit too bouncy for what I want. I want it to be a little bit firmer, so I'm gonna reset the suspension and maybe firm up the springs a little bit. Other than that, it's pretty tight for what it is, and it's comfortable, which is what I like. So I don't want to sacrifice too much more of that. Getting into the battery relocation and the weight distribution, it feels different. I'm being honest. It feels much better as far as handling. The front does feel a little bit lighter. I'm not acting like it's a night and day difference, but I do feel a difference. So that is a good mod on these cars. So another plus is that I have electronics nicely hooked up in the rear, right close to the battery. I have, cutoff switches in between the sound system and the fuel system in the rear. So I'd rather have it that way. And you can't beat having less weight in the front of these cars. As far as the rear strut tower brace, definitely feel a difference in that. The rear feels a little bit tighter. I feel like I have more traction in the rear now, so that's all good. And the part we all care about, the power. The power feels amazing. If I were to give some cons about it, I would say I would rather a more spool-friendly turbo. This is a journal bearing turbo, 6776. It's a decent sized turbo, but I think it would be much more efficient and much better off with a ball bearing turbo, whether it's from Precision or HKS, but something ball bearing with around the same size, maybe a better exhaust manifold, a better intercooler, because my intercooler is pretty much at the limits of what kind of power I'm making. So yes, those are some of the things that I plan to do in the near future. So yeah, the car is solid. It's fun to drive, and I can't wait to get into these next few fun projects. I mean, these cars are never really done, right? But it's close. It's close to being how I want it. I still got a lot of things I want to do. I don't think I really want a 1,000 horsepower car. Maybe 800 maybe would be good. The motor is still stock, so we'll do what we can with that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure to follow me at Silver Cocaine Aristo on Instagram. I do have some rare JDM parts that I do sell from time to time. It might be something you've been looking for a long time, so make sure you hit me up, follow me, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Turn the AK across the banks and question them. No get no answer. Inna the white, Mitsubishi Lancer. Surprise the ends like we not bonanza. Stunted them 'cause them a grow like cancer.